Up till now in India, till about few years ago, renting of property was considered as a pension plan.
Sir, I would like you to give a message to the landlords or the developers for co-living as a format. Something about tribe and co-living as a model.
आज street का चाय वाला has gone into shops and it's become a franchise model.
Yeah.
Amazing, it's fantastic.
Difference in student housing and co-living. What is the difference in Proptech and the real estate business? I have people telling me, Salman bhai, अपने को ये property चाहिए, आपको एक महीने का extra profit देता हूँ.
Extra दे.
नहीं चाहिए. Hello, Upscale people. I am Salman Sheikh, and in today's podcast, we'll be talking about co-living as a business model. What is co-living? What is the burn model in the business model? How the revenue sharings are? What is a good tenant? What is a bad tenant? And we'll also understand from a few industry examples like Ola, Uber, WeWorks, Byju's, etc. Let us welcome Mr. Yogesh Mehra, founder of Tribe Co-Living. Please welcome Yogesh, sir.
Thank you, Salman. Thank you very much for having me on your show.
Sir, I think we should start with you telling us something about Tribe and co-living as a model.
You see, Tribe, we started off as a student accommodation business. To put it in simple words, hostels for students. And this we started in the year 2018, and the first building at Viman Nagar, Pune came into existence in 2019. And then we did Bombay. In Pune, we've done few more buildings, and there are a lot more that are under construction. And now we have a natural progression towards co-living, which is largely hostels for working professionals, to put it in simple words. But this comes with a lot more frills, like, good food, air-conditioned rooms, co-working spaces, and many more facilities what a working professional requires.
Sir, इसके अंदर जो है आप अपने words में difference in student housing and co-living एक बार बता दीजिए.
Yes, that's a good
थोड़ा
question.
सा
Yeah, there is a slight difference. 80% it remains same as far as the property and the facilities, amenities are concerned. It remains same. It's a little bit difference in the needs and requirements of the individual. A student requires a more conducive environment where they need to study. It has to be a little more peaceful. Distractions come चाहिए उसके अंदर. So we don't provide televisions inside the room. Although today it doesn't make a difference because everybody is watching movies and everything on their phone.
Everybody has a screen in their
gadgets. Yeah.
सबके अपने
gadgets. Yeah. So that is irrespective to go to say actually. But then they require, there are gender specific floors or gender specific wings. And we obviously cannot allow them for smoking, drinking because they're all underage. And for the working professional, they are largely a community that we are catering from 25 to 35, 40 age group, who we cannot stop. And for them, a requirement is the television inside the room, and we cannot stop them from. It's like giving a service apartment. It's like you getting your own apartment. So you have the freedom to get your guests to your room, or whatever socially that you want to enjoy your day-to-day life. You can continue enjoying your life day-to-day. It's just we provide all in-house services. It's a plug and play, like a co-working that is co-living, where you get everything is ready, right from food, Wi-Fi, housekeeping, and all those things. The biggest advantage for co-living is the flexibility of the time that you want to stay. Now, in an apartment, if you go today, you would be taking an apartment for let's say minimum 1 year or 2 years, likewise.
11 months का agreement होता है. License agreement minimally residential का 11 months.
So here you can stay in co-living properties going forward. You can stay 1 night to 1 year with us. It's total flexibility. So a person who comes, whether he plans...
one night will come under the short stay, and
yes.
1 month will come under
long stay.
1
month and above would come under the long stay. And of course, the price points are accordingly. If you are paying, 3,000 rupees a night, you could be paying 50,000 rupees a month. So it's up to you whether you want to book it for a month, and pay 50,000 rupees, or you want to pay 3,000 rupees a night and pay 90,000 rupees a month. That is your money.
But अगर कोई ऐसा है जिसको 1 साल रहना है, why will they come to co-living?
Yes, because the thing is that our rooms are designed for a long stay guest.
Okay.
Where also a short stay guest can stay. It's not the other way around. कि आज आप होटल के रूम में जाते हो और वहां पर आपको देखते हो, आप 3 दिन 4 दिन के बाद एक बेचैन फीलिंग होती है आपको, बिकॉज फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट द मेन इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज यू कैन नॉट ओपन द विंडोज. Here we have openable windows everywhere. The room sizes are much larger. the storage space provided to you is far more, larger than the normal, hotel room. You have just one cupboard somewhere, not even that much, where you can just hang 4 5 shirts and maybe, one or two trousers. That's it. But here we give you enough space to store your luggage for, whatever long stay that you want to stay. And with that perspective, it is very, very comfortable for a person
And
to stay
plus,
over here.
finding an apartment for 11 months,
Yeah, the entire
फर्निश्ड है नहीं है, अगर नहीं है तो फर्नीचर या तो खरीदो या तो रेंट करो, फिर उसको मैनेज करो, उसका
pura
rent,
process, right from looking for an apartment to getting a real estate consultant, paperwork, documentation,
maid,
registration,
housekeeping,
मेड,
cleaning.
हाउसकीपिंग, फर्नीचर. आज वाईफाई ऐसा हवा से तो नहीं आता है. वाईफाई चाहिए तो वाईफाई प्रोवाइडर ढूंढो, राउटर लगाओ, ये सब करो, हर महीने इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल भरो. फिर आपका रेफ्रिजरेटर में से तो खाना नहीं आता है, रेफ्रिजरेटर आया तो उसमें पूरा आपको भाजी भरना है, सब जो भी खाना पीना आपको वो भरना है. गैस तो अपने आप खाना नहीं देती. यू गेट अ मेड हु हैज टू कुक द फूड फॉर यू. So to get this entire ecosystem in place, there is a lot of stress that an individual has to go through. And today's lifestyle has completely changed from what it was about 15-20 years ago. Now, whether it's an 18-year-old student who comes to us or it's a 30-year-old working professional who comes to us, both have their own challenges of time.
Definitely.
So and now students who we cater to are obviously not from the same city. रेयरली आते हैं, कोई 2 4 पिंपरी चिंचवड का विमान नगर में आ गया, या बॉम्बे का कोई साउथ बॉम्बे का विले पार्ले पे आ गया, तो चलो ठीक है 30-40 किलोमीटर क्यों ट्रैवल करना है, हम उधर ही स्टूडेंट को या अपने बच्चे को रूम दिला देते हैं. दीज आर रेयर केसेस, but largely people are from other cities who migrate from other cities. Now imagine somebody coming from Delhi to Pune and the parent has to organize all of this
Yes, sir.
for the son or daughter.
In a student accommodation format, I think the decision maker is the parent, where the parents want the kid to be in a safe environment, in a controlled environment,
Very
other than leaving them on their own in a apartment sharing with 3 4 same age kids.
Yeah, because there is no control. When you're staying in residential apartment, there is no control.
No
So I am
accountability,
not
no control.
against students or anybody. We're not saying that that's bad, but then it is, besides leaving aside that what they can do. They are students and their children. An 18-year-old will be 18-year-old anywhere in the world. So from that point of view, everyone is done things. I at my 18 and you at your 18 did different things, and today's 18-year-olds do different things because the entire life and the environment has changed. Today, this gadget has changed your entire life. पहले हमारे को 15 दिन पहले थिएटर का टिकट बुक करके पिक्चर देखने जाते थे, और आज हम लोग मतलब 2 मिनट के अंदर पिक्चर देख सकते हैं. So these things have changed the entire way one lives, and you cannot blame the youth for that, because there are gadgets in their hand, there's technology, there is advancement. So obviously they're going to take advantage of it. But the entire thing that the stress also is increased simultaneously. In our times, if you study 2 hours a day, that was a lot. Today, there are people who even study 20 hours and say it's not enough. So that entire stress, and imagine in the middle of that, if they have to go out buying fruits and vegetables or get a maid to cook and if she did not come today, and then to order food from a Swiggy or a Zomato, it's not healthy. It is stressful for the parent who's sitting away.
This is for the student accommodation.
Exactly.
But for professionals having a co-living setup, उनके लिए क्या challenges आते हैं, and how your format or co-living as a format?
You see, today what has happened is, Salman, that even for a working professional, the way of living is changed and the way of working is changed a lot. Today, if you are a working professional in an IT company, your project head might call you and say, Salman, today you are in Pune. This is Wednesday. Friday, you have to be in Bangalore for next 3 weeks over a project. And after that, you have to go to America for probably 2 months, or you have to go to Bangalore to some other city, Hyderabad. You have to go for 1 month. Now you have 1 day to organize your life and leave. They will say that we have booked you in a place called Tribe Co-Living in Bangalore. Please go there and stay, and you manage this 3 weeks over there. Now it is a plug and play for you, Salman. You go there, in 2 hours your life is set. Everything is provided to you. What you need, we have made arrangements for that. Now the biggest thing what comes is, after 7 o'clock in the evening, Salman is alone. What is he going to do?
In the apartment.
So in an apartment, but here you have a community living. It's all about community. You meet like-minded people who are also there on projects for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, or maybe even 1 week, and you make friends with them. There's so much of commonality in thought process over there between them and you are very comfortable. Let's say, take a scenario that after 3 weeks, the company says that Salman, you got to be in Bangalore for over this project, and your work and everything is appreciated. We need you to be there for 3 months. अब क्या करेंगे आप?
क्या करेंगे?
Now 3 months period is such a period कि ना आप होटल में रह सकते हो, and neither you can go and get an apartment for 3 months that is comfortable, for you, for your day-to-day life, and manage your work as well. You have to just go down and tell the manager, I would like to continue my stay over here for next 90 days. That's it. And whether the company is paying or you are paying, that is for you to decide. But your life is already set over there. So that flexibility gives you so much of comfort, and more than you, like in a student, it's the parent who's the decision maker. It is your admin or your HR is very happy.
Very happy.
Because he says, I don't have to search for anything. Salman, are you happy in Tribe? Yes, I'm very happy. So should I continue it there for 90 days? Done. They will tell.
Even if the company is not doing it for you, you can individually do it for yourself.
Absolutely. You can do it for yourself.
And on a
if the company says, 90 days, you have to manage your housing wherever you want to stay. You say, sir, I want to continue to stay over here. Whatever money I'm getting, I will pay over here. So the flexibility of timing, the convenience of the, all the provisions that are provided to you on your day-to-day life. You don't have to think who's going to clean my house. When you go, your room is clean. When you come back in the evening,
things to think about.
At 7:30, 8 o'clock, the food is laid. You go down and have food. You will meet some friends. You might make a plan of going out for a movie. And loneliness element is not there. So these are huge advantages that the student housing and the co-living is providing to the public.
Fantastic. So all these startups coming up into co-living format, calling themselves Proptech. What is the difference in Proptech and the real estate business? So if you ask me, this is a real estate business.
Absolutely. Salman, if you ask me, Proptech, there is nothing like you cannot develop property by tech. I mean, tech, when I say tech, means it's not like automatic procedure, like you're printing a building. That is not happening as of now.
As of now.
Yes. Where it can help you in the first part of it, that is the booking platform. It can help there. Showing the property, yes, it can help over there. We also obviously take advantage of this. Today, having a platform like, Make My Trip or a Magic Bricks, it is helping in so many ways. But can you tell me today that you can go to Magic Bricks, look for a 2-bedroom apartment in Bangalore, sitting in Pune, transfer funds and say, okay, ठीक है, I will come next month and take possession? नहीं होने वाला है इतनी जल्दी ये. Even if you know the developer very well, end of the day, it is a real estate, a brick and mortar business. Whether you take buying an apartment, booking a student housing, or a co-living, and you can do like booking a hotel room. You will not go to a city and look for a hotel to book because you're staying there for 1 night, 2 nights. But the thing is, the development of the business is a brick and mortar business. It doesn't happen just purely with technology. And management of the business is the bigger part. That is operations.
That is operations.
That is a 24/7. There is not 1 minute that my operations is shut. Can I say that, okay, ठीक है ना, अभी जरूरत नहीं, next 1 हफ्ते के लिए सब रूम क्लीन है, 1 हफ्ते के लिए हाउस कीपिंग को छुट्टी दे दो, कॉस्ट बचाओ. I cannot do it. Next minute there will be someone who will say, अरे मेरा उधर रूम में चाय गिर गई, can you please send someone? What do you do? So this is all about first development of the booking, that is tech. Yes. Then it comes to development of the business, construction, interiors, all those things. That is hardcore brick and mortar. Then after that, operations. In operations also, how tech can help. Like we have apps for students and co-living. Then you can raise a ticket. You are sitting in your office, you can say, oh, I forgot, my bulb is not working or my tube light needs to be changed, or my fan is making noise, my AC is, dripping, or my flush tank is not working. Yes, you can raise the ticket. पर क्या वो टेक्नोलॉजी अच्छे अपने आप ठीक हो जाएगा? हमारे को एक मल्टी स्किल टेक्नीशियन आपके रूम पे भेजना पड़ेगा जो फ्लश टैंक ठीक करेगा, ट्यूबलाइट चेंज करेगा या आपके पंखे की आवाज ठीक करेगा. सो दैट हैपेंस फिजिकली ओनली. So yes, whatever they are calling themselves as PropTech, I would say yes, there is a certain limitation
in the property.
Tech in the
but property के आगे tech लगाने से it does not become a technology company.
Doesn't become.
It is still the real estate company only.
100%. It's a real estate RE product. It is whether you take a warehouse, it's a RE product. Whether you take a hospital, it's a RE product. Whether you take a school, mall, co-working, student housing, co-living, all these are real estate products.
Sir, speaking about PropTech, it reminds me that FinTech or EdTech, जैसा इन्होंने कैश बर्न किया, फंड्स लाया, कैश बर्न किया, PropTech में भी अभी वो हो रहा है. So what is this burn model in real estate? Which co-living or co-working is it?
Very interesting, Salman, that we have seen a lot of edtech, fintech, and a lot of this kind of companies, that came and they went into losses and they had to eventually shut shop, or they are in the process of shutting shop, to take a name like Byju's. And there are so many others, which are suffering like that. Now, in the PropTech or co-living and student housing, how this is affecting that and how these people and this kind of a business model is working or not working over here. First, let me explain to you what is a burn model. For the sake of the audience, I assume and presume that you don't know what is a burn model. Let me explain what is a burn model. Now, this is a mobile phone. आपकी और मेरी दुकान आमने सामने है, सेम मार्केट पे बैठे हम. There is a supplier. You are buying this mobile phone for 9,000 rupees and you're selling it at 10,000 rupees. I am also going over there. I am also buying it at 9,000 rupees. But I am selling it at 7,500 rupees. How? You cannot understand that how is this business model working for this man. अब लाइन किसकी दुकान के आगे लगेगी? मेरी दुकान के आगे. अब मैं जाता हूं उस सप्लायर के पास.
Sir, but buying a phone is a one-time transaction.
No.
लेकिन अब मतलब हम लोग अगर ओला उबर की बात करें तो उन्होंने कैश बर्न किया टिल द टाइम दे डिड नॉट हैव 1 मिलियन डाउनलोड कस्टमर्स एंड 1 लाख ड्राइवर्स. तब तक उन्होंने कैश बर्न किया, इंसेंटिव किया, इनको राइड फ्री दिया, 1 रुपए में दिया, उनको 1-1 लाख रुपए लाख रुपए तक का ड्राइवर्स को इंसेंटिव दिया. बट उनके पास वो डाउनलोड्स आ गए, ये हो गया, वो हो गया. हाउ कैन वी रिलेट दिस टू रियल एस्टेट?
See, burn happens at two levels. First is to acquire the business.
Okay.
When I say acquire the business means what? We will take our perspective because we are talking about co-living. So if we go to rent a building which you show me and it is 10 lakh rupees rent.
Okay.
I tell you, Salman, I will pay 9 lakh rupees for this.
Okay.
You come back to me next day and you say, sir, X company has offered 12 lakh rupees for that. I say, मेरा 9 lakhs में मुश्किल से इकोनॉमिक्स बैठता है, इसको 12 लाख में कैसे अफोर्डेबल हो रहा है? I don't want, give it. Okay, so you give it to another company who's given 12 lakh rupees or 13 lakh rupees for that same property. 20-30% extra rent they have given and they've acquired it. Now this is acquisition of business, market share.
Property.
Yeah. So property. So
Acquisition of property.
Acquisition of property. So 1, 2, 3. So if I have acquired probably 4 properties, the other operator or the competitor would have acquired 40 properties because he is going to a owner where I am going and offering a rent. He is offering 20-30% extra and taking over the property. So he is taking the market share. Now comes the second part. Second part is getting customers into that property. Okay. Now if I am selling at 30,000 rupees a bed per month, this operator is probably selling at 12,000 rupees a month. How? He is paying higher rent than me. Costs are there. All this is there. Operational costs are there. How can you afford to sell it at 12,000?
And they cannot be 100% occupancy every time.
Never. It is not possible. Even if we take it into a perspective of OYO, which is largely, people know it as a PropTech business that they came into existence. They acquired.
They started as a PropTech paying aggregator for hotels.
Yeah.
And then they started having their own.
Then they started renting their own properties.
Yes.
And we had so many places where they would come across and like the same example of 10 lakh or 12, 13 lakh rupees and they would acquire the building, tell the owner to, furnish it and then of course start working on rental model on it. Now, if he feels that I need to sell a room at 3,000 rupees a day or 3,500 rupees a day to be profitable in that particular hotel, to get the customer's attention and to get the customer into his hotels and beat the market, he started selling those rooms at 1,500 rupees and 1,200 rupees, which is at loss, what we call the burn model. He's burning money. So one side, he burned money by paying higher rent to acquire the buildings. Second side, he is selling cheaper than his cost to acquire customers. So it is called customer acquisition and business acquisition. Now all this is happening. In the meantime, time is passing. Every month you have to pay rent. Every month you have to pay salaries. I have to pay electricity bill, housekeeping, food, all those things you have to pay. Loss, loss, loss. Those losses start accumulating. And we all know what happened to this model of OYO. Now, of course, they have changed their model and they're doing far better because they realized from all their mistakes what they did in the past. And so this is the burn model. It is not sustainable. It is absolutely not sustainable. You can tell me it's a very simple principle of business that any business is created to be profitable. There has to be profitability in a business. If there is no profitability in a business, I can understand that I would do something like this, or someone would do something like this for a threshold. Let's say I started this hostel and you are from real estate, even if developer does that, if he's doing a building of 500 apartments, he'll tell you, Salman, let's say if he wants to launch after 6 months at 5,000 rupees a square feet, he will tell you, Salman, today I'm ready to sell 10 apartments or 20 apartments at 4,000 rupees.
Okay.
You'll go out and get those 20 bookings.
Okay.
It's okay. Out of 520, 25 apartments, thoda sa kiya aapne, theek hai. Now at 4,500 rupees. And now 50 apartments. And now I will launch at 5,000 rupees. Okay, 75 apartments I sold cheaper. But now I'm going to come down to my real price point.
But again, that is on project level. I mean, वो average rate वहाँ पे achieve करना है. वैसे ही होटल के अंदर भी APR आता है. I don't know what it is called.
ARR.
Average room rental.
Average
ARR something. हम हमारा मतलब in real estate is APR, average rate ये, and इसके अंदर ARR. So motive क्या है इसका?
Motive, Salman, is valuation. Please understand. Why are they doing this? This is most important for people to understand that why people are indulging in these kind of businesses. First of all, the investors also invest in this kind of a business and they expect the operator or the startup to work on this format. It is not a surprise to them.
Okay.
Now what happens is, let's take the same OYO example, or something in co-living, we would take some example. That when an investor comes in, you have, let's say, 10 hotels. So the valuation is X. So the investor gives him, let's say, 100 crores. From this 100 crores, you have to raise or your 10 hotels to 200 hotels within 1 year, 1.5 years.
In your format, maybe from 500 beds to 5,000 beds.
Yeah, or 10,000 beds. 20x you have to do. Okay. 20x you have to bring growth in the next 18-20 months.
18-20 months.
Yes, because it is supposed to be quick.
Okay.
So you don't bother about sale and everything. You acquire the business.
You're only focused on acquiring properties.
So first, the focus is purely on acquiring hotels. You're doing that. Okay. So now your X valuation at 10 hotels is become 20x.
Okay.
Correct? Because you grew by 20x. At 20x,
the number of beds increased. The business did not increase.
No, but when your business increases, there are VCs who will fund that business. Again, at 20x, they will come in at that valuation. तो उस दिन अगर आपकी 1 रुपया वैल्यू थी, आज आपकी 20 रुपीज वैल्यू हो गई है 20x. और 20x पे अगर 1 रुपये पे आपने 10% दिया तो आपको इतना पैसा मिला, और 20x पे आपने 10% दिया तो कितना पैसा मिलेगा?
Again 20x.
अब 20x के बाद आपने वापस उसने पैसा दिया कि now you have to take this to 500 hotels. I am funding you to take this to 500 hotels. And this way it keeps happening. At every growth level, they raise funds. Okay, and the company valuation keeps growing, and customer coming, business happening at loss, and operational capabilities not being met because the focus is not on running of the business. Please understand one thing.
Because acquiring a property is not your business.
That's not the business. The focus is on business acquisition. The focus is not on getting top quality operations, good housekeeping, good food, good reviews. No, that's not the focus. The focus is only increase. So every time that you will see, they will say that acquired so many downloads, apps, or acquired so many customers, or acquired so many hotels, acquired so much this, again raise the valuation, got money to increase this valuation to next level. That is how this is functioning. But by the time all this is happening, let us be very clear, what is written behind burn model versus the earn model. A time has come now when the burn model is not working and it is not sustainable. We have seen right from OYO to WeWork to Byju's. There are so many examples in the market, where people burn. Business model is good. Business model is not bad.
Byju's was valued at 20 billion and suddenly it came down to
22 billion. Today, at 99% discount, they had to raise funds. 99% discount. So
even WeWork went till 46, 47 billion. And today it is, and I think WeWork's only India franchisee is doing good because I think it is with the real estate people.
Yes.
They understand real estate business. More or less, आपका ये जो co-living, co-working जो है, ये subleasing model है.
Yes. You see,
Real
today
estate
now what is
subleasing
happening in co-living, let me tell you, that it is both ways. If the venture capitalist is funding the startup, that is their business. You see, you cannot say right or wrong about it. It is a business model. It works for some, it doesn't work. But now people have seen that the burn model is not working. And now they're going, but what is happening is that developers or property owners don't mind giving away their properties to such operators. कोई बात नहीं, दे फील वो 2 साल 3 साल के बाद उसका बिजनेस बंद हो गया, डजंट मैटर, आज हमने तो बिल्डिंग दे दिया रेंट के ऊपर, इट इज फाइन, डजंट मैटर, 3 साल के बाद देखेंगे क्या होता है. He doesn't manage the building well, he doesn't run the building well, the building gets deteriorated, they don't make sure that the housekeeping and the facility management is done top quality because they have to run the business. उनका पहले से ही फोकस है बिजनेस नहीं रन करने का, so they will not care about running of the business. You get my point? So that is what is happening over there. Now you cannot blame the customer. If I am selling at 30,000 rupees a bed and you are a customer and you are getting at 8,000 or 10,000 rupees across at another hostel or 10-12,000 rupees, you will bounce, you will go there. But until a friend of yours will introduce you to come to a better operator, and experience that, then you will say, यार उधर 12,000 में zero value था, इधर 30,000 में बहुत value है. So you have to focus on value. What is the value proposition for a customer? Nothing comes for free. That you have to understand that if someone is selling at 30,000 rupees and there you are getting it for 10,000 or 12,000 rupees, भाई कुछ तो फर्क होगा इसके अंदर. How is it possible? If you are selling a phone, a Samsung or a LG phone at 10,000 rupees, same model, everything, I am selling at 7,500 rupees, you have to think twice before taking it. There has to be something, not right in this. There is a saying in English, it's too good to be true. Now, one side, the developer or the property owner feels, अरे ट्राइब तो मुझे 10 लाख रुपया देने के लिए नेगोशिएट कर रहा था और ये ऑपरेटर कितना अच्छा है, इसने तो मुझे 12-13 लाख रुपया रेंट दे दिया. वेरी गुड. But did he even go into the in-depth to understand what is this business? How long is he going to sustain? वो भी अपने माइंड में सोचते हैं कि जब मैं 10 लाख का मैं 9 लाख में भी क्लोज कर देता ट्राइब के साथ, ये 13 लाख क्यों ऑफर कर रहा है मुझे? There has to be a reason behind it.
उनका बिजनेस मॉडल है.
उनका बिजनेस मॉडल है. But as a property owner, you have to understand the property gets a bad name. If every year or 2 years someone is leaving the building, it goes into bad shape. Every time you will go and take a new operator or a new tenant over there. So I will tell the owner, please repair all of this and give it to me. Owner will say, no, I will not do as it is. I'm giving. Tell him to come and do. In that bargain, you probably lost 6 months of rent.
Yes.
You don't calculate that.
प्रॉपर्टी अगर 1 महीना भी खाली रही तो 8% का रेंटल लॉस है.
Exactly.
ऑन एन एनुअल बेसिस.
अभी ओल्ड स्कूल की बात करते हैं. ओल्ड स्कूल में क्या होता है? शोरूम है, शॉप है, कुछ भी है. सलमान, get me a bank or get me something like that, ATM or something like that. Long term रहेगा यार, मेरे को 20, 25, 30 साल के लिए I want to give it on rent. And it's old school, but that is very wise because they know a bank will give me every month fixed rent. Instead of 10 lakh rupees and giving to that guy for 13, Salman, I am ready to give it to a bank for 8.5. Because I know for next 30 years, I am going to get my rent every month. First of every month, I will get my rent. It's not going to go anywhere. So this is the difference in property owners and developers also understanding, and stakeholders. People like you who are consultants, you need to educate the market. You need to tell the people that yes, renting of property is fine. but renting of property is also a business. Up till now in India, till about few years ago, renting of property was considered as a pension plan.
Yes.
That I will, कभी कोई रिटायर हो रहा है या किसका घर है, एक 2 बेडरूम फ्लैट है या कोई बंगलो में रहते हैं, टिपिकल स्मॉल टाउन्स, ऊपर का 2 रूम रेंट पे दे दिए, चलो उनका घर चलता है, या एक शोरूम शॉप फ्लैट को रेंट पे लिया,
इट वाज ओनली एसेट क्रिएशन एंड पेंशन आएगा,
वही पेंशन आएगा कि भी हमारा खर्चा निकलेगा.
खर्चा निकलेगा.
Now it is a business. I mean, you know that there are n number of people who run it as not a chota mota business, multi-million, multi-billion dollar businesses, where people are investing in asset class, like all of these, to only rent them and get fixed income out of it. So one has to be very, very wise in understanding this, that who am I giving my property to? Is it his business sustainable?
So from your perspective, I would like to understand. I mean, we cannot say no to startups or first timers.
No, you must not, never.
So what a landlord should look at while renting their property to a startup or a first timer?
You see, one is that who are the people who you are dealing with. End of the day, it is people to people transaction. What is the company's business? What are they doing? You have to analyze that in your location where you are, कि भी इसका business चलेगा कि नहीं चलेगा.
सर 3 या 5 पॉइंट बताइए जो एक प्रॉपर्टी ओनर ने अपने टेनेंट में देखना चाहिए या उसको एवेल्युएट कैसे करना चाहिए.
Evaluate, one is, like I told you, the people, what is their background? The company, what is the company's background? What is their financial strength of running that business? What is their knowledge of the business? And how sustainable is this business going to be? One has to analyze that. We are talking about someone who is new in the market, not someone like a Starbucks or a McDonald's. I'm not going to question them.
Somebody new.
Exactly. Somebody who's new, or it's a new business model, because there are new ideas coming. It's fantastic. There is no harm. Aaj street ka chai wala has gone into shops and it's become a franchise model.
Yeah,
Amazing. It's fantastic. Road ka bhaji wala has become a franchise model into shops and showrooms. 4,000, 8,000 फुट के showroom ले रहे हैं.
We have seen Joshi Vada Pav wala, we have seen Yevle Chai.
Exactly.
We have seen everything.
It's amazing. It's fantastic. There's nothing wrong about it. But one has to see कि भी उसका business जो नया कोई भी idea लेके आ रहा है, whether it's a co-living or student housing or maybe a co-working, because these are all new age businesses which have developed in the last 5 years. Maybe some new ideas you can take to business. So the owner must analyze this and whether this will work, and does they have the capacity कि अगर मेरे साथ उसने 5 साल का agreement किया है कि 5 साल ये business चला पाएगा यहाँ पर और मुझे हर महीने का रेंट दे पाएगा, थोड़े उसको 4 क्वेश्चंस पूछ.
सर मैं क्या करता हूँ, इफ आई हैव अ रेस्टोरेंट क्लाइंट, आई इवैल्यूएट द क्लाइंट बेसिस ऑन द पास्ट एक्सपीरियंस. पहले रेस्टोरेंट किया नहीं किया. प्रॉब्लम इज कि वंस यू गिव अ प्रॉपर्टी ऑन रेंट टू अ रेस्टोरेंट एंड फॉर सम रीजन द रेस्टोरेंट ओनर इज नॉट बीइंग एबल टू रन द रेस्टोरेंट प्रॉपर्ली, प्रॉपर्टी बदनाम होती है, यहाँ पे रेस्टोरेंट नहीं चलता.
एब्सोल्युटली. अ वेरी गुड एग्जांपल यू हैव गिवन. सिंपल एग्जांपल मैं बताता हूँ कि किसी फादर ने अपने बच्चे को 1 करोड़ रुपया दिया, ठीक है, यू वांट टू स्टार्ट रेस्टोरेंट बिजनेस, मैं 1 करोड़ बिजनेस देता हूँ, मेरा कपड़े का बिजनेस अभी मुझे तो समझ में नहीं आता, लेकिन मैं 1 करोड़ रुपया इन्वेस्ट कर सकता हूँ. अब उसको क्या है, रेस्टोरेंट का पास्ट एक्सपीरियंस, एज अ प्रॉपर्टी ओनर यू शुड आस्क हिम कि भैया आप कहाँ से आ रहे हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं. नहीं मुझे है, डोंट वरी, आई विल पे मनी. आज वो 1 करोड़ रुपया उसने प्रॉपर्टी डिपॉजिट, ब्रोकरेज, इंटीरियर्स, ये सब में लगा दिया. अब
आई हैव पीपल टेलिंग मी, सलमान भाई आपने को ये प्रॉपर्टी चाहिए, आपको 1 महीने का एक्स्ट्रा ब्रोकरेज देता हूं.
एक्स्ट्रा दे
नहीं चाहिए.
वो आप समझ जाने का वहां पर जो मैंने बताया,
नहीं चाहिए मुझे.
कोई मुझे 1 महीने की जगह पे 2 महीने का ब्रोकरेज क्यों दे रहा है? क्योंकि उसको वो प्रॉपर्टी चाहिए. जैसे मैंने आपको बताया एग्जांपल ऑफ ट्राइब कि हम 10 लाख का रेंट नहीं दे पा रहे और दूसरा कोई 13 लाख रुपया दे रहा है उसके ऊपर. एंड दिस हैज हैपेंड. प्रॉपर्टी ओनर्स हैव कम एंड टोल्ड अस and brokers have come and told that, sir, we gave it because that operator told that I will give you double the brokerage. Don't give it to tribe, give it to us. But they could not sustain, and the same properties came back to me in 1 year or 2 years time. Not very long. 1-1.5 साल में वो प्रॉपर्टीज हमारे पास वापस आती हैं. मैंने ऐसे नहीं, अभी जो इसने सब कर दिया ये बिल्डिंग के अंदर, ये मेरे कोई काम का नहीं. ये आप सब निकालो, तोड़ो, मेरे हिसाब से बिल्डिंग बनाओ, and again that tussle starts, and we don't take that building because I, as an operator, feel that you are a landlord who is not looking at a good long-term partner. You are looking for anyone who is ready to pay you a few thousands extra. तो आज मैं अगर आपसे ले भी लूं प्रॉपर्टी, कल दूसरा कोई ऑपरेटर आएगा, दोबारा आपको लाख रुपए एक्स्ट्रा देगा, आप बोलेंगे ट्राइब को निकाल दो सलमान, ये इसको दे दो. I don't want to be in bed with such a landlord. See, end of the day, it is business. Those days where landlord and tenant relationship, that is almost done with. That doesn't work as a business. Landlord has to not directly but indirectly participate in his tenant's business by supporting him in the ups and downs,
like everybody did.
like everybody does. And as a operator or as a restaurateur or as a co-living person, I have to make sure that I'm taking a property, I'm maintaining it well, I'm adding value to it, I'm doing legitimate business, and I'm running it successfully for long term. Simply because you are have another building coming in the neighborhood, वो भी ले लो, तीसरा बिल्डिंग आ रहा है वो भी ले लो, चौथा बिल्डिंग आ रहा है वो भी ले लो, कि उस एरिया में कोई कंपटीशन नहीं आए, ऐसा होता है क्या कभी? कभी नहीं होता है. If there is, you are running a shoe business, you will go and put up your shoe business best on MG Road or in a Phoenix Mall where there are 10 other shoe people. क्योंकि market बनता है उससे.
So what is the solution around this?
See, Salman, I cannot speak for the market and the other businesses, shoes or restaurant or anything else. I can speak for our business. Our business, we have, shifted from the traditional rental capex.
Tribe as a company.
Yeah, Tribe as a company. We have moved to an operator model, which is a pure revenue share model in layman terms with the property owner. Now, how does it function and how does this de-risk us from, and why is this more sustainable and scalable? I will tell you that. We de-risk ourselves from the investment in the capex. We de-risk ourselves from paying crores and crores of rupees of monthly rents, and we make it a largely scalable model because now the property owner is making more money than what he would have made otherwise in rent. If I would have paid 10 lakh rupees rent for a particular building, today he would make 15, 17 lakh rupees also with under this model, and because of all of this, it's a lot more sustainable, it's more peaceful, and it's more professionally managed.
You on your business, you're not burning cash. You're using the cash for the right things. You're using your energy and your focus for the right things to get people in the hotel.
Absolutely.
Customer acquisition.
Just managing the business is our business now. And we are not in the business of, investing in the interiors. We give the entire know-how like a Marriott or a Hilton would do. We are doing the same thing. You have to construct your building as per our standards, as per our designs, as per our interiors, and all of that. And we will manage it for you. So now we become a management agency, an operator who you can hand over the property to.
Like what Taj does, what Hyatt does.
Most of the hospitality operators across the globe function like this. And this is the best way forward, what we feel. In my opinion, we are doing extremely well on this.
Perfect. Sir, I would like you to give a message to the landlords or the developers for co-living as a format.
See, co-living student housing as a format, I would urge the stakeholders, especially the property owners, individual property owners or developers who are, constructing multiple properties, that they got to be extremely careful and think that don't look at a short-term profitable tenant. Look at a long-term profitable tenant or a partner with you. Like in operator model, I told you today we are. So that we are going to be their business partners. Vis-a-vis looking for someone who's ready to pay higher rent today and to have that attitude, we don't care. Even if it sustains for 2-3 years, we'll see after 2-3 years. I don't know if it could work for some, but that's definitely not a long-term plan for any good business to sustain.